this is Rebecca from Papeterie Schwa, and I have a small calendar from 2003 that is all of Paris vintage photos, and on the back you can get an idea of what the photos are. They're all black and white. These would make just really good little additions to put in tiny envelopes, which I think is what I'll use these for. So like mini, itty bitty mini journaling cards. But this calendar has these wonderful pictures of different images from around Paris, and some of them you can tell are older from the cars in here. I don't know. Oh, you know what? It tells right here. Let's go back and read off these dates. This one is from 1962. Yay, I'm glad I saw that. This one is from 1957. This one is from 59. This one is from 1970. This one is from 47. This one from 52. This one from 84. I can't believe that 84 would be considered vintage. That's the year I graduated high school. This one is 55. This one is 50. That one is 56 to 58. And this one is 1950. I love this picture. And then the last one is 1955. So my plan is to, like I said, make somewhat, I want to make postcards, but I want them to be at least their size authentic. I have a stamp that puts the the stamp of the back on a piece of paper. I measured my vintage postcards that I have, and they measure 5 5/8 wide by 3 5/8 tall. So some of these will have to be cut down slightly, but that's the plan for this. So let me get my workstation set up and we'll make some postcards. So it's the next day and I'm back with almost all of them finished. I put the postcard stamp on the back of each one of them, just a postcard stamp that I got at Hobby Lobby a few years ago. But I kept some of them out as far as like this one. I put a vintage French stamp. I have this stamp that has all of has London, Italy, France, or Paris, and New York, and different other things. And so so I put that on, and then the little stampy mark, and then I have some little handwriting stamps that I put on some of these. So the ones that I've done this with, I'll use as fake postcards in whatever journal I put them in. But I kept some of them to, I was thinking that I might use the ones that don't have the stamps as maybe flip outs or something like that in a journal, as opposed to using every single one as a postcard. So right now the ones that have stamps I'll use as a postcard, a fake postcard, but the ones that don't, I'm thinking of using as a flip out. So, but what I did was I left the last one just to show you how I've done this, and I know it's very straightforward and simple, but basically just glue stick the back of it. I've used like 3 glue sticks since I started these 2 project series like 3 weeks ago. just in making, well, this will be the 4th project. So in each one of these images, I just cut down the image real close to the size. And then the other thing I did that you'll see right here is I took 4 or 5 file folders, I can't remember now, and coffeeed them. Oh, actually, it's a mixture of coffee and tea, and that's what I'm gluing them to, is this. So I want this in the corner here, so we're going to do it this way. And I'm just going to put that down like this. And as you know, I iron almost everything, so I'm going to hit this with an iron, and that way it'll be stuck and won't come off. Okay, so I am going to make this one a stamped image, or a stamped postcard rather. So the next thing I got to do is just cut it down. I didn't cut that one enough. I don't want to leave the little white border on it. So just need to cut this down. To size. And on this, it doesn't have the 8ths, it just has the quarters, so I just kind of been guessing between 3 1/2 and 3 3/4, because that's 3 5/8, and so this is going to chop a little bit off of the treetops, but it'll be alright. Okay, now this only goes to 5 at the very edge, so I have a big huge guillotine right behind me on my other table, so I'm just going to step over here and cut this lengthways to 5 5/8, and then we'll carry on. Okay, that is it for that one. The next thing I'm going to do, I've got just a little bit of tea ink in my brush here, and I'm just going to go over the image, just take some of that stark whiteness off. In my last video, I demonstrated this and linked the video of the lady that I saw doing it, of just putting a little ink on images like this, and it really brings out the background. Okay, so that's good enough for that one. Now I'm just going to put a little ink on my, and I find this works better for me if I do it upside down, because when I do it the right way up, I always get this too far down, and I want it near the top. So there's that. That don't look too bad. And then I'm going to take my little ink pad that's very ragged, but I very seldom use black, but I'm using black on these because they're black and white images. I think it just looks better than trying to use brown coffee ink or something. Okay, so there's that. Now let's figure out which stamp I want to use. I think I'm going to use this orange one. Now, I'm not going to put any print as if someone had written on it on that. Uh-oh. Don't drop it so that the glue side is down. That would not be good. And put that like so. And then I'm going to take my Paris stamp, just stick that there, put that there, and let that dry, and that's it. So that would be a quote-unquote bona fide postcard. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you, there was all those little bitty images on the back, and I thought about doing stamps with them. But when I cut them out, I just cut them out this way, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave them like this. So I just backed them again with the coffee dyed file folder and put a little black ink around them, and I thought, well, I can use them as little belly bands or little tuck spots or something like that, the way they are. And if I do want to go ahead and cut them into stamps to make like fake stamps or other things, then I can. But right now I'm going to leave them like this and see how it is that I end up using them. So what I end up with is a good selection of authentic photo prints from France that are vintage photos, or the prints of vintage photos. So that's it for this little project, short and simple, but you know what? I don't have that little calendar floating around in my stash anymore taking up space. I've had that thing like 3 or more years, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, which is part of what this series is about, is just using up stuff that I've picked up at thrift stores or antique stores and turning it into ephemera. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week with another video.